President Trump, on his first full day back in the White House after leaving Walter Reed Medical Center, is calling for negotiations on a COVID-19 relief bill to stop. The president tweeting that Democrats wanted too much money, so he has told Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to stop negotiations on a COVID-19 relief bill until after the election. Yes, this includes a second round of stimulus money. That's on hold. He wants now to focus all efforts on hearings to confirm his nominee for the Supreme Court, Justice Amy Coney Barrett. So we've reached out to Georgia lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to see what they think about the president's move. We've heard back from Senator Kelly Loeffler's team. She says the president is absolutely right to do this, but that Senator Loeffler will continue to work to deliver relief to Georgians and not on what she calls wasteful spending and blue state bailouts. We also just got this response from Democratic Representative Hank Johnson saying the American people, especially our frontline workers and most vulnerable communities, don't have time for the callous whims of the president. House Democrats passed updated COVID relief legislation that would save lives and livelihoods. Yet instead of coming to the negotiating table, Republicans and Trump are turning their backs on the American people in their greatest time of need. Mitch McConnell and his GOP Senate appear to have plenty of time to ram through their right-wing ideologues for the Supreme Court, but no time for everyday Americans. We'll be sure to put more responses up on 11alive.com as soon as we get those coming in.